What up, you guys? So this design, or this product right here that I'm working on, is a 4x4 insert for a customer's DIY platform. So this customer already had a platform made, wanted to revamp it, make it a little bit better, a little bit more unique with a full epoxy inlay. So I'm going to show you what he sent me and show you where we're at with the process. Alright, so this image here is what the customer sent me. The Rogue Squadron logo, I guess, from Star Wars, is what he wants to add to the platform. So we've got some nice red shadowing here in the lettering, a lot of detail, a lot of different colors throughout the whole thing. So this is what he sent me. We'll flip over here to Vectric. Everything has been traced out. This white square here is the 4-foot by 4-foot insert itself, so this will be about the size that it is. This off-white background is not going to be a part of it, but as you can see with all of these vector lines, everything's been traced. This took me very long time to do. There's just a lot that went into this one. So at this point, ready to get the actual piece stained. The background is going to be all black, and then all of the colors that you see are going to be epoxy inlay. So this is where we're at with it right now, and keep moving forward and make it done. Hopefully soon. Alright, so here we have the stain on the Rogue Squadron inlay. This is birch plywood with black stain, conditioned and then stained. So at this point, once this dries, we'll be able to do polyurethane, get it looking like this stuff over here, get the first coat of epoxy on it, and then we can start the actual inlay. Good morning, my friends. We got the Rogue Squadron inlay getting ready to go. Spindle's warming up now. All I got to do is hit the green button in a minute here, and we'll have some magic. Alright, just pulled it off the machine, the Rogue Squadron inlay. This is all black. All this that was cut is going to be all black. So this can get inlaid. We can start the next colors next. And then it's going to be on and off a little bit. All right, so at this point in the process, hold on, let me turn my flashlight off here. At this point in the process, pretty much everything has been inlaid. Almost everything. There's still some details in the sabers that need done. And then up in the top of the helmet right there, you can see, and up at the top of the helmet there. And then there's some other colors right there that need done. So not quite there yet. This is a very, very long process. This is the most intricate logo that I have ever done. I may sand some of it down prematurely just to make sure that everything is looking the way that I want it to. So hopefully in the next couple of days, next couple of carve cycles, we'll be able to get everything, get all the colors, get it all filled, and then get this project wrapped up.
Never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness.
Alright, so hopefully what I just ran and just cut out was the second to last cut. This center part of the helmet here is going to get filled with red, and then there's some black detail that needs to get filled in that. So obviously I can't cut the black out until the red is filled and cured. These are going to get filled white, and then there's some lines up there that got to get filled white as well. So once we get this poured, we'll put it back on the machine, cut the black, cut those white, fill it all, and then we should be ready to sand this down, expose everything, make sure everything came out the way that we want it.
I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is
So as you can see, I've been wearing something on my face to prevent me from breathing in all this dust. And what I've been sanding on is the Rogue Squadron Inlay. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh. So I still got this top corner up here to finish sanding on. But I'm really happy with how it's looking so far. Really happy. Couple spots, at least one spot I want to fix. You see that very fine black detail there? Kind of lost it over here, so I'm gonna have to cut that and fill it again, but no big deal. No big deal to do that. Holy titties. Holy titties.
If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. It's supposed to feel.
Alright, so here we are with the Rogue Squadron Inlay. Everything has been sanded flat. There was two areas that I wanted to fix. Down here you can see the black. I just re-poured that. Kind of lost the black detail in the sanding process, so just redid that. And then the white line up top, just re-poured that. So after that cures, we'll be able to sand it all, well, sand those two spots back down, check again, because I know there's at least one spot that I'm still sanding off overpour right up there. There's some white in there. So still some overpour to be sanded off, do the final checks, get the visor done. I'm not telling you how I'm going to do that. Get the visor done. You'll see at the end how that's done, and then we'll be good to go. Alright, so the epoxy's been poured where the visor's going. This shit makes me nervous, because if this gets fucked up, there's no going back. I have to start all over. I will have to start all over if this does not stay perfectly aligned the way that it's supposed to. So, I'm gonna let this epoxy set up a little bit before I drop the visor on, only because I want to make sure it doesn't slide around on me. I am gonna have a 10-pound weight, probably 20 pounds, to hold it down, to make sure it doesn't move. But this shit is still nerve-wracking. Alright, so we are looking really good. As soon as I dropped it in though, there was a whole bunch of bubbles underneath it, so I got really, really nervous. But it is looking really good. So I'm just gonna hang out down here for the next hour or so, make sure that it doesn't move. And I'm noticing it looks a little more yellow than it on the camera than it does in person. It's a little more amber than yellow, the way that I wanted it to be. So, this is really, really cool. Like I said, I'm just gonna hang out for a little bit while this continues to set up. And damn, I can't wait to get the flood coat on the rest of this thing. Alright, so we're back at it. Kiddos are making a mess. Hold on. Yeah! Yeah! So the kiddos are making a mess. And I got the spindle warming up for the... what? The Rogue Squadron. You thought I was done? The visor shifted. So now, it's about 1/8 of an inch off. So now, I have to cut out the whole thing and redo the visor. You can see there, it's overlapping into the white. It's not supposed to be that way, and you can see up here. So I've got to cut it all out and put a new visor in. Just when I thought I was done with it. Alright, so the new visor is cut, ready to go, and the visor has been cut out. So the next step will be to run a test, and here's what I'm going to test. I have this piece of acrylic that I sanded. You can kind of see. I sanded it with 180 grit. Hello, phone. I sanded it with 180 grit. I want to see if it goes back to being transparent after I put clear or epoxy on it. And then I have a piece that's not sanded at all. Obviously, that's going to stay clear. But what I want to make sure of is that when I put, if I sand the acrylic, when I put it on, the transparency will come back and you won't see hook marks. Additionally, I'm gonna have to scuff this epoxy because the acrylic actually peeled right up. There was a very thin layer left after I cut out that pocket and it just peeled right up. Alright, so the visor area has been scuffed. I just hit it with a red scuff pad. So that's gonna guarantee a lot better adhesion when I put the new visor in it. The new visor just has, it's like a paper masking on it. So this will fit in it because the pocket that I cut out was a little bit, it was an 1/8 inch larger than the size of the visor because again, it shifted on me 1/8 of an inch that direction during the curing process. So I'm going to figure out either attaching it with really small screws. I was thinking about that, but I don't really like that idea. Maybe I will use a faster curing epoxy so that it doesn't move and then use my normal epoxy over the top of it. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, so I went ahead and filled that pocket that I just cut with clear epoxy. Can't even hardly tell it's there. The only way you can tell it's there is because I poured just a little bit more than the top, so the epoxy kind of goes up because of the edge. So what I'm going to do then is I'll flatten it by hand, sand it flat, cut out the exact shape of the visor, because remember this pocket was an 1/8 inch bigger because it had shifted on me. So I'll go back. I already have the visor cut out. I cut that out on the outside of the vector line. So what I'll do is I'll come in here and clear out a pocket so it's cutting out on the inside of the vector line. And then the visor that I have cut will be able to just sit perfectly in place, exactly where it should be. This is exactly how I should have done it from the beginning. I don't know why I didn't think this far ahead, but you live and you learn. Alright, so we're down here in the epoxy room, getting ready to do a couple of inlays. Let me show you what we're working on. So the first, the Newberg inlay, ready for the black. The Rogue Squadron inlay. If you remember, I messed up this visor the first time. So what I did was I cut out the old visor, filled it with clear epoxy, and then cut out an exact shape of the visor. So this visor will not be able to move when the epoxy is curing. Going to be temperamental a little bit, getting it down and not getting bubbles underneath it, because before I was able to move it around. This one I'm not going to be able to move around practically at all. It has like a 1/16 of an inch of play. So this will be interesting. Hopefully this works. The Rogue Squadron inlay is done. The final part of it that needs done is the clear epoxy. So it's all been sanded. The visor this time did not move. We are good to go. It's been sanded flat, so we can get the final coat on this and finally get this into Gary's hands. I can't wait for him to see it. I just can't.